Okay, in part 3, I'm going to show you how I put holes in these. And you can put holes in the top of lids, but the only thing is, especially being outside, if you ever get any kind of rain in there, you can see this water. If you have holes on the top, the water's going to go down into here and it's going to flood your bin out, which is not a good thing. So the best thing to do is to look at it, and like I say, I got these two stacked on top of each other. You can see how they're going to sit. You don't have to stack bins on top of each other, but it saves space. And so what I'll do is I'll look, and you can see by how this lid is shaped, it has an angle here, so you're going to get airflow even up this high. But what I'll do is when I look how it's down here, I'm going to drill my holes right up underneath this lip right here. And part of the reason for doing that is hopefully even any little bit of air, when it comes through, when it catches here, it'll go into your bin. And you can drill your holes any size you want, but I usually drill small holes. And the reason I do that is because a worm, when it's crawling up, say like if you have a curious worm, if you have a real big hole, they can easily just turn and come out. Whereas a small hole, they can't turn their head that easy to get out the hole. They can get out, but it's less likely. And the drill bit I'm using is a 1/16. That's the same size as window screen. I also will drill them a 32nd, which is half this size. And but like I say, it doesn't matter if you drill 1/2-inch holes, 1/4 inch, whatever. It's just you reduce curious worms with smaller bits. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill these holes, and I'm gonna show you how I did it. Okay, that's all I did was just drill them down both sides. And like I say, you can put them in the ends. You can put a whole bunch of holes in there. Just depends on if you don't think it's getting enough air personally. But even these bins, even with a lid on it, they also get air across the top up here. That's why I did the little experiment with a bin like this with no holes in it, to show you that worms don't die. And another thing is, when I drill these holes out, I don't even worry about these little burrs, because that's another worm deterrent. They won't tend to go out these holes, so I don't worry about it. You can get them real perfect. You can get one of those like step bits, and you won't have any burrs at all when you're drilling it. You can make them look real pretty, but I'm not too worried about it. And basically that's pretty much it. You can get fancy vents however you want to rig these up, but as far as the tub goes, that's all I personally do. But like I say, if you don't think your worms are getting enough air, just drill you some more holes. And one more thing is, worm bins don't even have to have a lid on them, which most of my bins don't even have lids. So the one thing about not having lids is it doesn't get the moisture on the sides, so the worms don't crawl up the sides. And if you think about it, if you got a lid on here, it's basically just like a worm living in nature, getting rained on. Sometimes they'll think they're going to die, so they're actually trying to flee, because if you got too much moisture, they may even think it's raining and try to get out of your bin. So it just depends. But anyway, that pretty much covers the drilling on here. And like I say, if you have any questions, just don't be afraid to ask me. But that's it for this part of this segment. Okay, in this segment, getting the bedding ready to go, what I did was I mixed all of this together in an old lid I got. And to wet this down, you want to get it where it's like a wrung out sponge or a little bit wetter than a wrung out sponge. You don't want it to be soaked, but you don't want it to be dry either. But I like mine just a little bit wetter than a wrung out sponge personally. And you can use a spray bottle and just keep spraying it and turning it, or you can fill this thing with water, wring it out and put it in there, or just like me, I mean, make sure you use like rainwater or something that doesn't have chlorine in it. And I'll just basically do it by feel, and just kind of wet it down, and I'll turn it a little bit, and I'll get the paper just right where it's ready to go, and then I'll show you what I do after that.